So Bernie Sanders had one of his more intimate town halls the other day, and it got to be very dramatic in a very sad way when one particular veteran had talked about, his name's John Weigel, and he had talked about the fact that he had basically gotten knocked off of his health insurance, and he thought he was going to be getting the health care that he needed, and he ended up being $139,000 in medical debt. And he has Huntington's disease, which is a degenerative disease, and it's crippling to somebody to have that type of disease. There's no cure for it. All you can do is try and make the best out of it that you possibly can. And the fact that he has that and he is not getting the care that he needs and that he is in crippling medical debt is just beyond heartbreaking. And you'll see the video of him talking to Bernie Sanders, and midway through, due to the fact that he just feels hopeless and helpless and doesn't see any other way out, he says that he's going to kill himself. And it's a very sad moment, and it's a very sobering moment for how dark and devastating the healthcare system is in this country. So we'll go to this video, and I'll be back to talk about it a little bit more. By the way, stay for the end of the video. I'll be broadcasting the link and everything for John Weigel's GoFundMe page, and it has already raised $33,000 out of its $150,000 goal. The link is also down in the video description below, so if you want to just go to that right now and click over to donate some money, I just donated as well. So it's going to a very good cause. As it says in the caption of the GoFundMe, we are better than this. So let's save John Weigel, and we'll do what we can for John Weigel to give him a better quality of life. So go over, if you have any spare money that you can donate to a very good cause, definitely do donate it, and it's greatly appreciated. So here's the video of John Weigel talking to Bernie Sanders, and then I'll be back for more.
Now they're saying that, I didn't re-sign or do something or something.
How are you going to pay off?
I can't. I'm going to kill myself.
John, stop it. You're not going to kill yourself. All right,
I can't deal with this. I have Huntington's disease. You know how hard that is? You probably don't, do you? I can't drive. I can barely take care of myself.
All right, let's start later at the end of the meeting, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Annie, please tell us more about that moment and what happened after.
Yeah, Don, so that was in Carson City, Nevada, Senator Sanders' first public event since the Democratic debate last night in Houston. And as you heard at the end of that exchange, Senator Sanders promised the veteran that he would follow up with him once the town hall was over. And as promised, as soon as the event wrapped and Senator Sanders took photos with whoever in the audience wanted, Senator Sanders, followed by his wife Jane, walked over to the veteran to continue their conversation. And this really just shows what's at stake with this healthcare debate and what Senator Sanders, who continues to hold smaller events, more intimate town halls, allowing people to share intimate stories that they may not otherwise.
So yeah, I mean, it's devastating to watch. The first time I had watched it, me and my girlfriend both were tearing up watching the video. It's not an easy thing to be able to sit through and know that this guy has so little hope and so little help at the same time to be able to get out of a situation as dire as that. And like the fact that you would have a disease as severe as Huntington's disease is already bad enough, and that's already something that you would feel extreme sympathy for anyone that's stricken with that disease. And then to add on the fact that he has to deal with all of this rigmarole to try and get the care that he needs, and that he's getting harassed for medical debt of $139,000 that he knows he can't pay off. He can't even take care of himself. He can't even drive a car. And they're asking him to pay off $139,000 in fucking medical bills. And he has Huntington's disease, a degenerative disease that will eventually probably end his life. And it's just despicable. It not only does it make you want to cry, it makes you just feel dead inside to know that this is happening out there. It makes your skin crawl to know that there are industries that are this scummy that they would allow this to happen to people, and that they would still fucking harass them for medical bills. when they're in those kind of situations. It's just absolutely despicable, and it's disgusting. And the United States as a country is shameful that this system's in place. And the reason this system's in place is due to corruption. And there's no other way around it. And the corruption erodes at society. It's just making this place into an absolutely heartless system. And where it just churns people out who are uninsured. Or it just dives them into medical debt. And people still argue to keep parts of these systems around. People still argue to have this kind of health insurance system around. People want our healthcare system to stay intact. People in the Democratic debates that are supposed to be for working class people go out there and try and act like people want the private insurance industry to stay around when they know that's not fucking true, especially in the Democratic Party. And all of it is just so scummy. Every single part of it, the politicians that defend it, it's all slimy, despicable stuff. And those people that try and weasel their way around the Medicare for All and try and offer something similar that still helps out these health insurance companies, they're doing things like this to these people. It's unforgivable, in my opinion, to allow this to happen. And anybody involved with helping this healthcare system do what it does, I have nothing but disdain for you at this point. And that's really all I can say about it. And this is why Bernie Sanders is such a great candidate, because Bernie Sanders cares about these people. He has these intimate town halls to be able to talk to these people and hear their stories and let them speak and get something off of their chest that is killing them or driving them mad that they have to deal with this. And he lets them talk to somebody that cares, a person in power that has the ability to possibly change something for them that cares. And I can only imagine how much it means to people like John Weigel that they get to do this. And I'm so sorry that this happened to John Weigel. I genuinely am. And here is the GoFundMe account for it. It's, like I said, they already raised $33,000. And so it's GoFundMe.com. It's Help John Weigel Out of Medical Debt. The title on the actual page is Help Bring Veteran Out of Medical Debt. I'll post up an image by the time I edit that on to the video. So that's where you can go to find it, and that's where you can go to donate. It already has 5.5 thousand shares, 1.6 thousand donors, and 1.6 thousand followers. Thank you to everyone who has shared and donated to this cause. You're genuinely doing a great thing for somebody that needs it. So hold your head high about that, and let's hope that this collective effort can help John Weigel out. And thank you to Bernie Sanders for having these intimate town halls and bringing up such a devastating issue to hear what people really need to say about how they've been screwed over by this system. It needs to be said, and it needs to be heard by the public. And Bernie Sanders is doing a fantastic job of bringing all of that to the light, to really put faces and names to this heartless industry that we have, or this heartless system that we have. And it's gigantic that Bernie Sanders is doing that. It's gigantic that Bernie Sanders is actually an uncorrupted politician that cares about these people. And he met with John Weigel after and talked to him, and the fact that he even just goes and does that and shows these people, listen, I'm going to give you the one-on-one time, and I'm going to hear what your needs are, and I'm going to try and see what I can do for you. That means so much to somebody, to have a politician that can be in power, that has the chance to change the systems that are screwing them over, to actually hear them out. I can't tell you how much that probably means to somebody like John Weigel, and I can't tell you how much that probably means to the millions of other people that are uninsured or underinsured in this country, to know that he's there to fight for them and he's there to listen to them. So a lot of kudos to Bernie Sanders as well. And let's just really hope that we can get Bernie Sanders in there to end this healthcare crisis that we have in this country, because people are dying and people are suffering and people are in devastating debt, and it's not going to be over until we get Medicare for All. And the person that we need in there to fight for Medicare for all, the person that is the best bet to get Medicare for all through, is Bernie Sanders. So if you care about this issue as dearly as I do and millions of others do, and as dearly as John Weigel does, Bernie Sanders is the candidate to get that done. And like I said, please do donate. Share it around all of social media, and let's reach this goal of $150,000 for John. And I will be talking to all of you soon.